What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to a new edition of the 16's podcast. I did record a video before this, so you know how I do same fit, same shit. We're still in the same spot, but this video is going to come out first. Actually, I didn't think about this when I first recorded the other Luffy video that will be coming out after this at some point later on in the day. But because the Black Clover movie is dropping today, I decided, hey, let's get into the best 10 moments of Asta. Granted, just like the top 10 moments of One Piece, I didn't make the video, I didn't make the list. So at the end, I will probably go through it again and try and make my list of how I would rank those moments that they use in the video and whatnot. So really excited for this movie. It's been, how long has it been? A year, 2 years, I believe, something like that. Since Black Clover last aired. One of my all-time favorite anime, as you all know. If you do not know, I can go on my top 5 list real quick. It's One Piece, Naruto, My Hero, Black Clover, Attack on Titan. That's my top 5. Absolutely love everything about the show, the characters, the world. It's really great. Asta is one of my favorite characters of all time as well. So just everything about that show really hit for me. Was super frustrated when it ended at that point, just because it was really finna kick up with the war against, I believe it was the Spade Kingdom and the devils and all that kind of stuff, who we had gone up against. Dante, I can't remember the girl's name, and there was another one too. It's been a minute, like I said, it's been a minute, and we didn't really get too much of them, just because it was getting ready to set that arc up, so we only saw a bit. Of her, Vanica. I got two, Dante and Vanica. I can't remember the other guy's name who went and basically wrecked the Golden Dawn with the bone magic, I believe it was, yeah. So I got 2 of the 3 off top. There we go. But yeah, I absolutely love the show, love everything about the show. It's all in all a great show. I recommend watching. With this show, I probably will end up reading at some point if we don't get any new news on the new season coming back. Granted, I have waited 2 years and whatnot, or 1 or 2 years since it ended, but still, I really want to know how that ends, and if they don't give us any news anytime. Probably by the end of the year, if we don't have any new news about the show coming back, I'll probably start reading that along with One Piece. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into this reaction.
People say Black Clover doesn't have character development, then show them Asta. This shonen character went from a screaming wizard brat to a soldier who can end battles with one sword strike. As the path to becoming the Wizard King becomes more and more clear for Asta, let's take a look at 10 of his best moments in the anime. Here we go. At number 10, we're going to look at Asta versus Voltos.
That's when Yami said he could beat him.
Back in the day, Asta used to scream a lot, but he still managed to get the job done. This was one of those moments. When Yami was busy with another opponent, he told Asta to fight another battle for him. Being the battle-hardened shonen protagonist he is, Asta didn't deny it. But charging straight at an opponent is not always the way to win.
Correct.
Asta first charges to attack Voltos, only to get surrounded by portals and hit with the brigade. Finally, Asta learns the trick of success and, throwing his sword away, uses his fist to continue the rest of the fight. And then it only takes one punch to bring Voltos down.
Because he's weak.
Cheers to Asta for finally figuring out you can always win a battle by using your brain a little.
Punch his ass.
With number 9, we've got Asta one-shotting Seke.
Oh! I can see why that's on here.
The best way to teach prideful people a lesson?
Kick their ass.
Punch them on their head with a sword. Okay, this might not work in the real world, but it sure works in the universe of Black Clover. Asta at first greeted his opponent with respect. But his opponent, on the other hand, wasn't one to share the same mentality. He was prideful, cold, and seriously deserved some punching. And Asta, instead of throwing punches, one-shot Seke in the head, and then the man is down like a rock. If this trend continues, we'll have to give the mantle of the One Punch Man to Asta. At number 8, we're gonna look at Asta versus Spade Soldiers.
Okay, this is on here. Wow. Came back ripped, boy. Looking like Yami.
While
Yes!
heroes get taller after a time skip, Asta grows wider and stronger. Everything, from his entrance to his final attack, showed how powerful he had become after the time
training.
The soldiers first think of him as another intruder, but when he completely shatters the armor on one soldier and beats the hell out of another, they start to take him seriously. But being serious isn't enough to stop Asta.
Too late.
Because even with poison fed to him, this boy rose up and slashed a soldier's basilisk breath in one single sword strike. Asta really should stop ending fights in one hit at this point. Number 7, Asta, awakening his power.
Nah. All of us should leave off a good first impression if we plan to become the future Wizard King, right? Well, Asta didn't have much of a brain back in the day and resort to screaming and punching if things go wrong. It wasn't a surprise to receive a grimoire, but a villain always has to step forward to bring out the hidden power of the main character. Just like Noel, Asta shows his potential when his friend's life is on the line. He awakens a damaged black grimoire with the legendary 5-leaf clover, and screaming the words of every shonen protagonist, he punches the man to a wall. The black grimoire symbolized the devil, so no wonder his opponent looked scared when the screaming boy started punching. It's the 5th clover that represents the devil, not the color of the grimoire.
Number 6, Asta versus Mars.
Okay, Of course, this has to be on here. When they was in the cave for the first time.
Once again, we have a moment where Asta shines as a classical shonen protagonist. This was earlier in the series, and at that point, Mars was considered a powerful character since he stood above many characters in the power hierarchy. When Yuno refuses to surrender and is about to die, our main character steps into the game. The same formula repeats, and through finding Mars, Asta learns how to defeat him as well. Then he screams his motivational words about how he's the pebble that shatters diamonds, and then starts to get serious. The boy once again makes a comeback, this time punching through Mars's armor and knocking him unconscious. This was much earlier in the series, and even though Asta wasn't very smart back then, this fight once again helped him understand what it's like to think strategically during a fight. With number 5, we've got Asta and Team versus Demon.
Wow, this is at 5?
This is one of those moments where we got to see how much Asta had developed.
I can't believe this is at
He
5.
now thinks strategically during the fight, but he also makes sure to work together with his team. He's no longer the screaming brat we saw in episode 1, and the rest of the cast has also been given great arcs and stories to make them stand out from the crowd. Now, pit all of these characters against one major threat, and as you guessed it, what came out was epic.
It was
The
beautiful.
first part of the fight did great by slowly lifting up the stakes, but that's all until Asta takes charge. The battle follows the regular shonen battle formula, but it's safe to say that it never gets old.
Nope.
We all screamed with hype as
Yep.
Asta launched the final attack and
Yep.
killed the demon. Number 4, Asta and Yuno versus Lit.
Okay. Okay, it's starting to make sense. Because this is definitely higher.
What is the best way to show how much the main characters have developed in terms of physical strength throughout the story? You put them in a fight with the strongest villain and lay the foundation with the average battle shonen formula.
Man.
Lit is not a person to be taken lightly.
At all.
And as soon as he enters the fight, he doesn't hesitate to prove
At
it.
all.
Let's not forget the power of these two brothers. When these two join forces, they're powerful enough to break even the barriers of Licht.
Nah.
The battle starts off with both releasing rapid attacks and ends with Asta's one mighty blow.
Yep.
Asta once again proved that he could stand toe-to-toe even with the most powerful villain in the series with just one big-ass sword as a weapon.
Nah. The most powerful villain at that point in time in the show.
Number 3, Asta versus Ladros.
Ladros. Yes! Okay. Yes. 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 This is a good list.
Demon within you. Luckily for Asta, he has a real demon within
This
him.
is a list.
Remember how Asta one-punched a prideful Seke? Well, this is the same fight, but with more magic and demons. Ladros at first looked like the guy who could take down all the Black Bulls alone. But that's until the main
Asta
character
woke
called
up.
for a power-up. Asta finally managed to gain the upper hand in his battle with Ladros and destroyed his implanted magical stones to defeat him.
Nah.
See, having a demon inside you is a good thing. We have both Naruto and Asta as good examples.
Gang, gang.
With number 2, we've got Asta and Team Black Bulls
Yeah.
versus Venom.
Bro, this is a list! This is a fucking list, dog. Oh my god.
Now and then comes a big boss in shonen anime, where the main character and his supporting cast have to go beyond their limits to defeat. This was the case with Veto, but Asta seems to be no challenge for Veto.
Man,
but this
listen.
is where anime power-ups come in handy. You know the rule. When you can't defeat the opponent yourself, you call for backup.
France.
And this backup is the Demon's Roller Sword plus Yuno's words.
Man.
With this, our Screaming Wizard gets back at speed and shows Veto what a final attack looks like.
Crunch
By the
this
time
shit.
the last hit landed, Veto was still wondering how
How?
his demon power.
Uh-huh.
This is another one of those moments Asta showed us. He can do something more than just screaming.
There. Oh, I missed this show so fucking much!
And finally at number
Dante.
one,
Oh,
we have-
this is a fucking list, dog. This is a fucking
On our
list.
list, we have the recent fight of Asta
No
and Dante.
question.
Dante came to the Bulls base expecting Yami, but he surely wouldn't have thought Yami's student would give him such a challenge.
Man.
Dante first brags about his power and how he plans on making Vanessa his mistress, but all words are clogged to his throat when Asta uses his demon powers. When Dante releases his devil powers, so did Asta, and the two went head on to a full duel with action and suspense. You even got some logic thrown about humans every now and then. And can we also take a moment to appreciate how Asta managed to finish Dante with Yami's sword? If things go like this, no one would be surprised if Asta grows up to be a second Yami.
The end for you. Favorite episode of Black Clover, man.
So, there goes 10 of the best Asta moments in Black Clover. If I miss anything, drop a comment below and do our Screaming Wizard some justice. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so
man.
you can be updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.
Man. Hey, listen, y'all. Listen. That was a list, bro. Oh my god, that was a list. Oh man. Okay. Let's go through. So it was kind of different with the One Piece one, because I didn't oh shit, let me find a place to write. Okay. It's kind of different with the One Piece one because I kind of did off the top of the dome, but I believe I have a pen up here as well. Yes, I do. So we will go through the first one, Asta vs. Voltos. We're gonna write them all down. Asta vs. Voltos. We got Asta vs. the Space Soldiers. Got Asta versus the Space Soldiers. Asta awakening his power. What's after that? We got Asta versus Mars. Asta v Mars. Asta v Demon. Yeah, when we get to around 5, it's hard to really move those around. Asta v Lick. Asta v Lick. We got Asta v Ladros. Asta v Ladros. Asta v Veta. Veto. Tweaking. Veto. And then Asta Dante. Okay, so it's easy. My number one off top is Asta versus Dante. That's my favorite episode, my favorite fight. Just everything about that was perfect, and it was getting ready to set us up for the what was it? Get us set up for the next arc. I will keep Asta versus Beto as number 2 because I truly enjoyed that fight. Like I said, Asta versus Ladros, I'll keep that at 3. Now, the only thing I think I will do is I'll switch Asta and the Team versus the Demon and Asta versus Lick. I'll go Asta and the Demon 4 and Asta v Lick. I'll go with that at 5. Asta's Awakening, I will put that at 6. Asta v Mars, Asta versus the Space Soldiers. Baltos, that's staying at the end, so we don't even have to worry about that. Asta v Mars versus the Space Soldiers. We'll put Asta v Mars at 7, the Space Soldiers at 8, because that was a kind of quick fight. And then 9. But it says 10, doesn't it? Top 10 moments in Black Clover. And I went through the whole thing and I didn't see 10, I don't believe. Oh, jeez, I got a whole bunch of stuff on here. Yeah. We got Dante, Veto, Ladros, Licked, the Demon, Mars, Awakening, Spade Soldiers, Baltos, and I guess the introduction. So it's only 9. So my 9 is really honestly pretty similar to the list that we were given. I'll start from the bottom and go up. So for me at 9, keeping it the same, Asta v Baltos. 8, keeping that the same, Asta versus the Spade Soldiers. And we are switching what they have for 7. So for my 7, I'm putting Asta versus Mars. I'm switching that with Asta's Awakening, putting that at 6. Asta versus Lick, we're switching that with Asta versus the Demon, so we're putting that at 5. Asta versus the Demon is at 4. Asta versus Ladros is 3. Asta versus Veto is 2. Asta versus Dante is 1. So the top 3, that stayed exactly the same. The bottom 2 stayed exactly the same as well. So I will go over it one more time. This time without, all the other explanations and whatnot, just letting you know. So we have Asta versus Baltos at 9. We have Asta versus the Spade Soldiers at 8. Asta versus Mars at 7. Asta's Awakening at 6. Asta versus Lick at 5. Asta and the Team versus the Demon at 4. Asta v Ladros at 3. Asta v Beto at 2. And then Asta versus Dante is number 1, man. Those are, based off this video, those are my top, I guess you can say 9 moments, even though the video says 10. But those are my top 9 moments that they had in my order. Change, just a slight change, really. Just truly a slight change from what they had originally. Only 2 things. So we swapped the original 6 and 7, and we swapped the original 4 and 5. That was really it. Otherwise, it was an amazing list. Basically with all the at least the top Asta moments that I can truly remember off the top of my head when I went back and showed Granberry King J Bird 1 when I was showing him the shows. These were basically some of the moments. The Dante fight wasn't out yet, but I showed him Asta versus Beto. I showed him Asta versus Ladros at the time. I did show him those, so I can't remember what else. I probably showed maybe one more thing, but I know I showed those 2 fights because at the time those 2 were hands down like just amazing. You see, they're still on there, still at the top, top 2 and 3 spot for me. And those were kind of earlier on fights. One was before he even got the awakening of his demon power. The second one versus Ladros, he had awakened it, but versus Beto, he hadn't awakened it yet. He was fighting with Fenrir and Vanessa. Just listen, man, this show, like I said, it's in my top 5. I love everything about it. I love everything about the characters. The screaming and stuff from Asta, that honestly did not bother me at all. It's kind of like, kind of similar to Naruto when he first started out and all his yelling and all that kind of stuff. So I really don't care about that. That doesn't turn me off from the show or anything at all. Like, it just shows that they're trying to... it's hard to explain, but I have a feeling of, like, when they're screaming and all that kind of stuff, is because they just want so badly to succeed at whatever it is that they're doing, whatever situation they're thrust into. So I get it. I understand. I don't have a problem with it. Loved it from start to finish, even with him yelling and all that kind of stuff, because you know this buddy kind of talked about the yelling and everything. I don't care. I loved it. Can't wait for the movie to come out. We're going to do a review kind of pod for that as well. Kind of forgot about that. So we'll have a Demon Slayer specific one that we're going to do. We're going to do a review of The Flash. That probably won't be too long. The Flash movie that's coming out is out technically today, but will really the official day will be coming out tomorrow, or I should say today, because that's when it will be dropping June 16th. So we're going to do a mini Flash review, kind of a long Black Clover review. So if you all remember when we did Bleach and we kind of did like top 5 males, top 5 females, top 3 moments, and then talking about the whole season, we have plans to do that for Black Clover. Since when we started the pod, Black Clover had been over, so we never really got to talk about it like that. So this will kind of be a catch-up so you all can understand like some of our favorite characters, our favorite moments, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, without further ado, man, that was it. If you did like the video, well, first of all, I appreciate you if you made it all the way to this moment in the video, because that means you made it basically to the end. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. If you did like the video, make sure you hit that like button. You want to see more from the 1216 podcast, hit that subscribe button. You want to see it every time we drop a video. You want to get notified, hit that notification bell, and I will see y'all in the next one.